Hey, everybody, welcome to Street Psychologist. So excited about this. This has been a long time coming. Uh, been working with a lot of really amazing human beings to be able to just bring this together. And we're going to call this Street Psychology Episode Zero, like Ground Zero. So it's a little bit about what we're going to do, some background, kind of what we want to do with this as a project. And for those of you that would like to be along, we'd love to have you. And if it's not for you, then, you know, keep on walking. It's all good. So, a little bit about me. I do not have a PhD. I don't have a formal background. I just have kind of been around the world about 40 times. Grew up in a small town, went in the military, spent a long time in the military, long time doing some other jobs, a long time being in foreign countries, long time dealing with different personalities, different people. And I realized that after all of that, there were some things that I just kind of saw at a certain level. It didn't always make me right. Maybe I just saw them the way that I saw them. So, the one thing that I want to say from the get go is this: I don't hold the magic key to anything. This is simply a place where people have an opportunity to discuss whatever they want to discuss that's going on in their lives. So, we're going to cover everything from addiction to mental health, which I think is a huge problem right now. I had a lady the other day tell me, I'm in Colorado. She told me, she said, you have a big homeless problem here. And I said, you know what? I don't know that I would say it like that. What we have is we have a mental health problem here, just like everywhere else, that has resulted in a homeless issue. So I think there's a little bit of a difference there. And again, it's just all about, getting your mind right and understanding what you're dealing with as a problem. Because unless you understand the problem, then there's really no way to fix it. So, again, I don't know the whole answer to anything, but a lot of you probably do. A lot of you have been through things that I haven't been through. I'm going to share some of my experiences, but some of you are going to have very different ones, and it's going to resonate with people that are out there. And that's what this is all about. It's all about seeing if that you can help people in the family, in the community, in the greater tribe of our country, our world. You're more than welcome to talk politics. You can talk religion. You can talk about whatever you want to talk about, as long as it's done respectfully. I've got some great moderators on here. They are amazing. But this isn't a site for someone to come on and say, hey, you're dealing with this. I don't agree with you. And so I'm going to use a bunch of hateful terms to describe how bad, because I don't know how to articulate myself and be intelligent. So, if you're just a dum-dum, we'll just figure out a way to, get rid of you. We want the people on here who really just, want to be on here, that have something positive to look forward to. And you'll see that as we progress a little further down the line, how much we want the positivity to come out, and how much we want to be able to show support for people in their community and kind of like what they're doing. This is kind of a big growing movement, like where we're at right now. We're starting some different things that I think are pretty cool, and I'll get into that further down the line with episode 1, which is going to be coming up soon. So I'm hoping you guys stick around for that. I got people that are going to be able to tell stories that I can't. And, it's just because I haven't lived it. And I'll give you a brief example. One of my good friends, she was in the Army, got tossed out of a Black Hawk helicopter, got mangled, and she's going to tell her story about growing up in foster care and what that was like, and then being sexually abused, and then finally making her way into the Army, and then having an addiction problem, and then getting her life back on track, and having ran that entire gamut. Those are things I can't speak to. That's just one example. I've got some other great people that are going to be on here too. Now, some of those are legitimate PhDs. A good friend of mine up in Denver will be on here. There will be some people that are going to be on here that are going to be talking about codependency, different things that just run along in our mind, anger management. How do you sleep? How you do your relaxation, how you keep your mind right. Your mind is so powerful, and if you can control that and make it be where you want it to be to get where you need to go, well, then that's what we're looking for. We're just trying to put some ideas out there of like, hey, I'm moving up the ladder, I'm moving down the ladder, I'm absolutely unhappy where I am in life right now. How do I get to a better place? In however regard that is to you, okay? So that may be you going to a job that you're just like, oh, just don't want to be here. Could be like a whole bunch of different things. So that's most certainly something that, we're going to do some videos. We're going to bring some people in. We're going to do some great stuff. We're going to have a discussion forum. So, if you don't feel comfortable saying what you have to say, you'll be able to contact us. We're on all the social media outlets right now. Reach out to us, let us know. And most certainly, if I don't know, I'll put you in contact with somebody who does know. And that may be a real deal person that's, hey, this is what we got to do. And it may be somebody who just says, hey, you know what? I grew up poor too. So I understand what you're saying. I know what it's like to come out of that single family home. Or I know what it's like to be a single mom. Or I know what it's like to be that father who doesn't get to see their kids. And I know what it's like for that human being to be deployed overseas. So you'll see some veteran stuff on here. Obviously, me being a veteran, I'm going to bring on some really good people. One of my very good friends, Keith Holt, please go check out his YouTube channel. He worked for me when we were in the military and went on a big weight loss thing. He had a thyroid problem and they had him on medication. He just couldn't get it figured out. He was going to VA hospital, and it had got to the point where it was just overbearing for him, and he was just an amazing human being. And so I want you to be able to hear his story. And then we're going to just talk about things that just go on in life. We're just going to pick some random issues and allow people to get on here and be able to discuss them, as long as they can be able to discuss it in a civil manner. And that's the most important thing that I want to get across to you. We all ought to be able to do that. It shouldn't be like that horrible of a deal, So at least have the common courtesy and decency to be able to do that. And don't, I think this is super important. Don't ever think that you don't have something to offer someone. I don't know what it's like to be a teenage mom, but maybe somebody out there does. And so if somebody gets on here and they say, hey, this is what I'm struggling with right now, I don't know what to do, you can offer your advice. I may not even agree with it, but as long as it's done in the right way, you most certainly can do that. It's just a forum for that. We have a mental health issue now that we're so far behind, we'll never get caught up with it. It's not an issue of who's killing who with guns or who's doing this or who's the next big thing. It literally comes down to how are we not managing our lives right? And you'll hear other real psychologists, not me, real psychologists say, you would think that we would be the most connected society in the world, right? We have all this technology, when in fact we're the loneliest, I absolutely took that from somebody who I got an opportunity to watch. We're going to definitely post videos so you can see some great stuff. But we end up being the loneliest, and It's unfortunate because we've lost the ability to be able to communicate, and now we've lost the ability to communicate in a civil way. So I just want everybody to know we're getting ready to do episode 1. It'll be pretty cool. We're going to travel. We're going to go see some different places. We're going to talk to some different people. And by travel, I'm in Colorado, so I'm going to be out and about, seeing people, talking to people, and saying, hey, you know, here's our topic. Tell me what you think. I want to know because I want to learn about it. You have to sharpen your mind like you have to sharpen everything else. So stay focused, stay in there, keep your head up. You're not alone, no matter how bad you think it is. You're not. Our suicide rate's out of control. And it's all because we've lost our ability to connect with other human beings. And so it's kind of the double-edged sword, so to speak. You know, we can connect now in a way that we couldn't have done that when I was a kid. So let's do it in a positivity way. I mean, let's just be positive about it. Let's figure out a way that we can communicate and go, hey, you know what? I went through that, and so check it out. This is how I handled it. It may not have been perfect, but this is what I did. At least this is my story. And I know for sure I have a few of those. So again, please, check out the channel. Check out the episode 1's coming soon. We're getting that all done, and we're gonna be doing some interviews and talking to some people and doing some pretty cool stuff, I think. So I hope you stick around, and if there's any way I can help or support you, please reach out to me on any of the social media platforms. I'll be sure and do that. Again, I can't stress this enough. This is a place where we don't want if you're sitting in your mom's basement waiting for the Hot Pockets to get made for you, and you're just a keyboard warrior, and you're going to be a coward, and just got nothing but negativity to bring to this, then you're in the wrong place, and we're just going to lose you. We'll just find a way to get rid of you, and you can be gone. If you're looking for something that you can do that is going to bring help to you and to other people and to the broader group, we most certainly want to hear from you. No matter what your background is, everybody brings something to the table. It's so very important to remember that. I'll leave you with one last thing. It's a famous quote from Tolstoy. Now, I kind of paraphrase it a little bit, so it's not exactly what he said, but it's really, really close. Tolstoy said, everybody wants to change the world, but nobody wants to change themselves. That means it all begins with you. Get you right. Sometimes you can get help doing that. And then you can move on and you can help others. Y'all be good, be safe. Love y'all, take care, and I can't wait for y'all to see episode 1. Thank you so much.